everyone
Let's
know.
just be honest, it's peak.
It's peak,
really
bro. It's
peak.
very peak.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Super peak.
The whole situation is really bad. Like, we had a few stocks and shares in Chelsea. That was short-lived.
Yeah.
None of us are really investing real stocks and shares into Villa. The only saving grace would have been City. And look at what's going on there.
Yeah.
And then you had the injuries to that as well. No hope. So really, it's just a terrible, terrible situation. So any hope that any of us had is kind of gone.
They need Mark Guehi in this game. They need Man City in their next game. They need Mark Guehi to sign as soon as possible, and they need Semenyo.
Yeah, but it's too. I think it's too
These
late.
are all our signings.
It's too
though,
late.
that we should be buying.
No,
These are all our signings.
It's too late. We've always said the whole time, right? Someone's got to be within 6 points of them, okay? If they win tonight, which I'm sorry, but likely it will happen tonight, and it stretches to 8. I can't see Arsenal stepping up that many times.
I agree, but it is us now we're talking about.
No, I know, but we're also, it's not City of old. And
What do you mean by that?
I know it's, don't you think I've been
You know exactly what you mean.
No, go on,
No,
explain
on
what you
to
mean
that.
by that, Nick.
Last
Bottlers.
3 years.
Okay,
mentality.
explain that to me.
Well,
Explain that to
22.
me.
Second.
So do we bottle it every season?
Yeah.
Last year Liverpool.
Yes. Yeah.
Last year Liverpool were just better than you, flat out.
Yeah, I agree with
2
that.
years
Should've
before
won
Summer
that-
transfer window last season, we left ourselves so short. Didn't do anything in January.
Yeah, but
Injuries on top of that.
The details. Point is, you bottled. Like you did bottle.
bottled it.
You did,
Whether we bottled it or not, I
So
think
my
is
point
actually
my
a
point is,
conversation.
You're favourites. You should win it.
They're not gonna
You're
bottle
the
this,
best
though.
team. You're the best squad. You should win it. But the last 3 years suggests there could be something.
Yeah, but the
there.
difference is that you had a City that was
No, I know.
pushing. Apart from last year, Liverpool, thank God that they were better than them last year as well.
welcome.
And
But then you're
Arsenal
saying
weren't in
something
it.
sensible now, Ab. You're saying there was a City.
Oh,
yeah?
I've seen that face so many times.
2 years ago, City
don't
were
wanna
better
see
than
that
us. We
face.
do not bottle it. We got 89 points. Yeah, 1 point less than the Invincibles. There was no bottling at all. We weren't the best team in the league. We didn't win it.
No, but you dropped
No.
points to teams you shouldn't
Yeah.
have dropped points
The
to.
last
That's like
19
West-
games,
your West
Southampton.
Ham,
The last
Yeah.
19
Bournemouth.
games, we lost one game and drew one and won 17.
Bottled it.
No,
That-
but
that is not a bottle in my
Which
books.
season are you talking about?
23-24.
The season where
89
around
points.
Christmas time, West Ham, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
What? So you're not going to lose games
No,
in
I
the
know,
season?
Southampton, end of the
but
season.
you
But
were
are we realistically clinging on to that as a possibility this season just because it's already happened?
No.
It's all we've got
seen,
left.
Because,
It's all we've got left.
unfortunately, we've seen teams knock on the door for Champions League, lose their first final, come back and win it. We've seen teams knock on the door for trophies, lose, and then have to come back. And the team's getting more mature. The team's getting more depth. And
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to take credit away, but also, like you said, the rivals are weaker.
Yeah.
They're much more susceptible to conceding goals. To being open,
Can't have the
Liverpool. I mean, we don't even
consistency.
need to bother
No
to
one's
get
got
into
any
that.
consistency
Yeah,
either.
and the consistency's not there. So
Let's try and talk about the game.
I wouldn't
tonight.
cling to that. I wouldn't cling to
I'm
that.
not.
But
I'm-
yeah, I mean,
I'm
with the
done.
game, it's very difficult to talk about the game because we don't know who's going to play.
Yeah,
and
it's very hard.
there's key
I don't think
players
it makes
with
a lot of
Liverpool.
difference.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Liverpool conceding goals anyway.
Yeah, Ekitike could maybe do a little something, but I still expect Arsenal to score 3.
And also, Liverpool can't defend.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Arsenal will score 3. Liverpool might get 1, might get 2 out of push. Can't see them getting more than that.
Nah.
So Ekitike could.
You're so open.
Yeah.
You're so open in your whole midfield. It's easy to play. I'm sorry, but it's easy to play against you.
I know.
Plus you're not scoring.
Unless-
plus you can't defend
yeah.
very well. Like that is a recipe for disaster.
not good
I mean,
all round, really, is
I
it?
would love nothing more than for you to go to the Emirates and get a result. Love it. It would give us a little bit of
Do you
hope
wanna come
again.
tonight?
I can't deal with sitting outside. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm freezing. Guys, I'm actually trying to sit on top of a radiator right now. It's
And
touching me.
You know what you're saying about we can't predict it, we don't know who we've got. We came to Anfield this season, Liverpool were unbeaten, right? We had no Saka,
Second game of the season.
third or fourth game of the season.
No, second.
so.
I don't think it was second.
It wasn't second.
No.
It was later than that.
It was. I think it was.
Might have been
third.
fourth or fifth.
Definitely wasn't.
we had
bro.
no Saka.
Fifth was Newcastle.
We had no Saka. Madueke started in that game. Odegaard was out. Saliba got injured within 2 minutes. One of Gyökeres's first games. Eze still wasn't in the team. Yeah, we didn't complain. We didn't come there and talk about
Well, I
injuries.
think you did.
You definitely
I
did.
think I heard some complaining at the time.
I didn't complain personally.
Wow.
As the fan base, you definitely.
We lost the game on a fine margin. Yeah, a moment of quality from Szoboszlai.
Third game it was.
Third game of the season, there you go. And Liverpool were favourites at that point. You were saying they were going to walk the league. You know, most fans were saying that they're favourites.
Most
nothing else was
Arsenal
gonna
fans
happen.
were as well saying that,
I
by
wasn't.
the way.
I never did that. But
Robbie
I'm just
and Laurie
saying
were
that was the vibe around that game was that Arsenal can't complain. We had 2 or 3 of our best players out. Yeah, now you're coming with maybe 2 or 3 of your best players out, and the whole vibe is different. We're in form. We're top of the league.
Yeah, I mean that's a long time ago now. Like five months in football is a long
Yeah, but I like to go back and talk about,
Well,
perspective on certain games, and I think that is definitely valid.
Is anyone out there watching this right now giving Liverpool any chance of getting anything tonight?
you?
All right, let me stop this. Let me stop this. Let me
get
take
to
this
that.
glasses
Are
off.
you?
We'll get to that. Look.
You have a chance.
I watched that Fulham game. I got a ticket to it, but I'm so glad it didn't go in the end. I mean, how easy it was to just ping that ball into the striker. You've got runners either side. You've got that channel between Konate and Bradley wide open. It's just, the thing is, and actually, we don't concede many chances, but the chances that we do concede always go in. And Arne Slot got quite a lot of criticism for when he said that in a press conference. And I think my initial reaction was like, come on, man, we keep losing. This was when we were really poor, like losing 5-6 in a row. But he's actually right. Against Fulham, we conceded, I'm going to say, a chance and a half.
They had two
They
shots.
hit the bar.
2 shots on target.
Yeah.
Fulham.
So, and they were both goals.
Yeah.
So my point is, if you stop, which I don't think we'll be able to do, by the way, but if you do stop them creating chances, it's very Michael Owen of me. If they don't get chances, you can't score goals if you don't get chances. So just stop the chances, at least. Make it difficult. Arsenal, as brilliant as they have been, they keep winning. That's what champions do, or prospective champions. They don't create many chances either, if I'm honest. But the chances they create, they do score from.
It's a bit of a false narrative.
No,
we
but-
don't create many chances. We actually do create it. We underperform in our XG pretty much every single game we
They've
play.
been missing a lot of chances.
We miss so many chances. That is the opposite of what we're doing. I don't know if you've been watching us a lot this season.
Yeah, I have.
Against Crystal Palace, we had 6 or 7 high XG chances. We scored 1 goal, drew, and then 1 on penalties. Against Brighton, we were 2-0 up. Should have been 4-5-0. Against Aston Villa, we scored 4 goals. Against Tottenham, when they came to the Emirates, we scored 4 goals. Atletico Madrid, we scored 4 goals. Bayern Munich, we scored 3 goals.
You know what it is, though?
This narrative
No.
that Arsenal don't create and they're just a defensive team is
You're
completely
fourth in
off.
the table for chances created this season, behind Man United, City, and Liverpool.
4th in the table.
In terms of
it's
chances
being
created.
4th a team that doesn't create chances.
Well, you used to be in 4th, aren't you, normally?
Oh, we're first right now.
Well,
so
you
I
are.
don't really get your point.
No, yeah. I'm just having a little dig, aren't I? Chances created, 213. Liverpool got 235. So, look, you've still created more than 16 other teams. My point is, you don't get 5 or 6 clear-cut chances a game. That
see
was
tonight.
my point. Well, you might, yeah, you probably will tonight.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
dear.
You don't often have to. It's controlled, measured performances.
Do
it's
you guys watch?
efficient.
Do you watch Arsenal
No,
90
listen,
minutes
listen
week in week out to be
I watch
making
a
these
lot. I watch
statements?
a lot.
I watch
So if you
until you
watched us
score and then turn off.
in the past 5 weeks, since Saka has been back fit, since Trossard has been firing, have you watched us and think this isn't a team that creates chances? Genuinely, because I've watched the absolute
I'm not
opposite from my
saying you
team.
don't create chances. That's not what I've said. I said you don't create the most chances in the league, which is factually true.
Yeah, but
if-
one
if-
team in the
if
league
the
that creates the
trajectory
most.
is that they're creating more chances as the league season carries
yeah.
on, then it's not really too relevant.
No,
Because
I
at the start
agree.
of the season, maybe they were more stiff.
Yeah.
They weren't playing Eze in the 10.
A lot
It
of
was
own
being a bit
goals were
more-
going in.
Putting a bit more defensive in terms of the setup. And that's why they was complaining at Arteta with the big games. But as the season's gone on, they've been creating. They've just not been taking them.
Yeah.
And my problem with Liverpool is you can't defend.
Yep.
So they're going to
That's
create
a-
against
that's a
you. That's
problem.
for sure.
That is a problem.
That's, Kirkes at left back. That's
I
a
think
mismatch.
Robertson comes in today. I mean,
He's got to.
Kirkes actually hasn't been as bad as maybe people think he has been from, seeing him in person. Okay, obviously a few moments where he's just totally lost his head. But if I'm trying to look at a team tonight for Liverpool that can try and get something, again, we need to find out if Konate, if Ekitike, if Chiesa are available. But it would be Alisson, it would be probably Frimpong I'd start, just to have that kind of option, because then you can almost put him at right wing later on in the game and then bring Bradley in. I mean, if Konate's not around, it will be Gomez and Virgil. It would probably be Robertson, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones. That's what I'd go with. Then if there's no Ekitike, I mean, you are genuinely looking at maybe Rio starting the game
Gakpo will
with
start for the
Gakpo
moment,
up
no?
top.
Verts.
Is that such a bad thing, though?
Do you know what? I've been calling
Yeah.
for Chiesa, I've been calling for Rio, I've been calling for all these guys to play, but
No Florian Wirtz.
Florian Wirtz will be available. Maybe you can put him on the left, and I just don't know what's.
Well, he
I
started
don't know what's
Frimpong
to-
right wing against Fulham, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't
He'll
s-
probably do the same again. Frimpong right wing, Gakpo through the middle, and Wirtz on the left.
I don't think it's such a
Really
bad
see
thing to
anything
have
else.
some of your youngsters starting, to be honest with you. At least they've got a bit of energy.
Well, what have we
but-
got to lose at this
Well,
stage?
yeah, I think that sometimes
You know?
you might always need a little bit of a burst of energy, a burst of something.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Like, realistically, most people think you're going to lose this anyway. It's a very small minority that think you'll get something. So
this is I've never gone to a game at the Emirates with this level of confidence, and I'm talking like rock bottom. I've been to FA Cup games. I went to a Champions League game against Arsenal once. You know, at the Emirates, it was 1-1. Been to League Cup. Like, this is the least confident I've ever been going to the Emirates, and there's obviously good reason for that on my side and your side. But from your side, what do you think you have to do to Liverpool early to kind of almost just make this a non-context?
Dominate the midfield. 100%. Gravenberch on his day is a top player. I think Zubimendi needs to try and dominate that midfield. Get Rice on the ball as much as possible. Odegaard. I've been saying this for weeks. I want to keep him as far forward as we can. I don't like Odegaard when he drops back in the 8. You see him between centre backs. Get him in forward positions. Get Gyökeres occupying those two defenders, whether it's Konate and Van Dijk or whoever. Get Saka on the ball. We saw what Saka did to Robertson last season. Trossard, just play our football. I think the atmosphere at the Emirates has played a massive part this season. The game against Tottenham, there was a tifo. The atmosphere was mad, and we saw what happened. As a hat-trick, obviously. So I've heard there's a fan created thing going on at the Emirates tonight. You're going to be there, so you'll probably see it. But that Emirates atmosphere, I think, plays a massive part. We've played 15 games in the league at the Emirates. In all competitions at the Emirates this season. We've won 14 and drawn 1. And that draw was against the City team, who literally went 1-0 up and sat back for 70 minutes. Erling Haaland was playing centre-back. So there is a blueprint there for Liverpool. If you want to try and do something in this game and maybe get a result, maybe what City did is that, because you still got quality. I'm not writing off Liverpool. I know I came with the glasses and the chest. Liverpool, no, I'm not at all. Liverpool still have quality, and you know what? If there's something in terms of mentality, Liverpool have beat us this season. So if I was Arne Slot, I'd be in that changing room going, yeah, they're top, yeah, they're in good form. But remember what happened when they came to our place? That's that Man City game and how you beat us there. In terms of, it was a tight game, not many chances at all. Both teams actually were quite defensive in that game, although the whole narrative after the game was that Arsenal were just the team that played for the draw, even though we're away. Do that again, and maybe a moment of brilliance, a set piece again, a free kick. Maybe that's how you win the game. But I'm not writing off Liverpool. Like I said, again, you still have quality, especially in that midfield. So, yeah, I think we'll win the game. I think the blueprint is there to go and win the game. Like I said about the atmosphere as well, we have the quality to win it. But it might not be a walk in the park.
Yeah, we just got a message. Big up Kim, right? Big Manchester City fan that's now part of DR Sports. He says, first of all, great Owen impression that. Cheers, mate. And then he said, tell that Arsenal chump that we still win the league. Kim, man, I know you got to come on the channel and say some bits and bobs, but do you really believe that now? Because I saw your Instagram story last night that says win or out the title race, and I think you drew last night. So make your mind up, mate. Anyway, score predictions. And we'll get into last night's football, by the way. Right, big FA Cup weekend coming up as well.
This is where I don't really.
This is where you go
where
against everything you just said, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was on Dan's show on Tuesday, and it's such a weird one because I could see, like I said, Atletico Madrid, big game, scored 4 goals. Bayern Munich, they were unbeaten, came to the Emirates, beat them 3-1. Tottenham, Aston Villa the other day. The Emirates has just been an absolute fortress, but I don't know how Arne Slot's going to set up. The thing about those teams actually came and played. Apart from Manchester City, you scam that draw. I don't know how Slot's going to set up. If he comes and is defensive and plays for a draw, I think he will have a lot of luck, maybe a 1-1 or a 2-1. If he actually comes and plays football, I think we open you up and I think we score 3 or 4. So I'll stick my chest out. Why not? I'll go 4-0.
Oh my God.
My word.
My word.
It was 4-1 a minute ago. What happened?
4-0 now.
Gracious.
Atletico Madrid, I think. Bayern Munich are a better team than you. We beat them 3-1 pretty comfortably.
You don't know what that Enzo Fernandez goal has done.
4-0 Arsenal.
I know what it done.
4-0 to Arsenal.
4-0.
The smugness here is
crazy.
Guys,
difficult watch.
this is going to get worse.
Yeah.
This is going to be horrendous.
It's only January.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are quite prepared for what this summer could be like.
My midlife crisis already started, as you can see.
I'm constantly in
Abby,
a crisis.
go on, give us a bit of a better prediction than that,
I think
please.
I said 2-1 to Arsenal on Monday. I'm sorry.
All right. Cheers.
2-0 Arsenal.
I'll go 3-1, but I think it would be a more resilient performance from Liverpool than you might expect, and it's going to be 2 goals later on. Sadly.
Right.
Weirdo in the chat.
After all of that, I'll go with Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2.